That's Jupiter and Nite in front of a live studio audience.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Jupiter at Night. My name is Chris.
I'm Alan.
I'm Jeremy.
Tonight's episode is all about PAX, the Penny Arcade Gaming Expo, or just Penny Arcade Expo.
We was there.
We were there this year. We were there last year, too.
Well, two of us.
I wasn't.
Well, two of us out of, yeah. That's why you're going to have an interesting perspective as the first timer. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, PAX has been around since 2004. It's not as big as E3, but it's always kind of been hailed as a weekend-long celebration of gaming, but also the culture around gaming.
I think more so the culture than the games themselves. Obviously, you have to feature the games in a gaming convention. But
Now, for those of you that are watching the video version tonight, we've compiled like a montage edition that we'll be playing behind us as we talk about it. Now, those of you who are watching the audio version, or listening to the audio version, we invite you to check that out tonight if you want to head over to the site and watch that. But, all right. Now, we've got a couple of different takes we thought we'd take on this. Now, Jeremy, since you did attend last year, what were your perspective on how it turned out this year?
Well, it was much more crowded, for one thing. I think
It
all of
was
us
so
can agree with
crowded.
that.
Yeah, it was very
But
crowded.
it was also obviously a larger budget. Just each individual booth looks like each company had spent more money on it. Plus, I don't know if you noticed, but some of the bigger names were now in the secondary hall, which even last year was primarily all indie titles and smaller companies.
I was saying I think the three Bs for an exposition, the booths, the budgets, and the babes were definitely all amped up.
Yeah,
In this one.
yeah, I gotta agree.
I, in fact, myself had the opportunity to,
Partake of
Hang
one
out
of the
with
three
some
Bs.
well,
babes.
I would say check the quality to gauge the budget.
Oh,
of the
those
different
were the
babes.
Need for Speed babes.
Yeah, the Need for Speed babes weren't too bad.
I gotta say, best in show. I think right there.
Yeah.
Well, see, their outfits were good, but a lot of them, at least when I went around, when you got close, it's like, well, the outfits look good.
Oh man.
Very tight.
Actually, that's one good comment. Chris said that these ones in this shot right here smelled the best.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I like that. I like the look afterwards where you can just tell, like, all right, what's next? What am I doing?
And I'm like, what's up?
And Chris is just having a great time.
What's up there?
Oblivious
Hello,
to it all.
ladies.
Like, these girls are really interested in me. This
They're
is
not
awesome.
just happy because they're paid. Now, these ones were a little scary. These ones were,
Were those just cosplay people?
No, those were actually, they were part of the End of Nations.
They actually had a display.
I
Look,
did. Oh,
they had this
my.
display.
And Chris
And you
just hopped up on their stage.
Of course he did.
Yeah, of course, right? I
Chris
just
is
jumped up there.
important.
I was like, "What's
I
up?"
have a media badge. I can do whatever I want.
I was rocking the. We should say this was our first year going to PAX's press.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
It was a
Oh
lot of
no,
fun.
it was awesome.
Now, we didn't get quite the treatment that I kind of expected. I kind of expected some of the booths to be able to, like, let us cut in line more.
Well, a couple of
often
them
and
did.
stuff. A couple of them did. Yeah, that's true.
But that's really what was great for press people is they got an hour early on Saturday to really get in and ask some of
Not
the
enough
questions.
time.
Which I completely wasted.
We need. Did you just do the Duke Nukem thing?
It took 40 freaking minutes. to
That's
get
why I
into
didn't stay in that line.
I know, but I was the only one there. Somebody had to do it.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
So what did you So speaking of Duke Nukem, what'd you think?
I think I'll get to that a little bit later on. We're going to be rating some of the best in show and
All right.
surprises
You have
and
to
things
wait,
like that.
Chris.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Hold
I'll tell
your
you more about it
horses.
later.
Okay. What do you want to talk about next?
I don't have my notes in front of me because I'm playing a video.
Oh, okay. If you're playing that video, wait, really quick. I just gotta say, these people that were playing on this stage the whole time,
Well, they
they're
were hired by
playing.
the thing. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
how much does that suck?
Yeah, they
Like,
were warm.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Just standing. They were always there because I wandered around a lot, not knowing where the hell I was, and every time I walked by them, they were just doing some
Did you
other
get
stupid
lost?
song. Oh, totally.
I never did.
I mean, I wasn't really paying that much attention, and
Yeah,
whenever I was
just
like,
kinda
okay,
soaking it
wait, where? Okay, that. Okay, this way.
Yeah.
Except once at the end, we're just like, we need to get out of here.
part of the
Like, what
problem
the
is
hell's going on?
There's just so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get sidetracked by someone talking to you, and then
Right, yeah.
you see, it's
Or just
it's
trying
intense.
to dig
Right.
your way through a crowd. And
Right.
Yeah.
You come out on the other side and you're all of a sudden in Japan.
Now, I thought one of the things that the PAX people, and I think this is really one of the reasons they started the expo, was to try to keep a good balance between the console games and PC titles and indie games. What'd you think, Alan?
I think they did good. The indie titles, they got pushed to the side. Like, it was pretty obvious which was, you know,
How'd you
top
think they did,
dogs.
James?
I'm just glad to see them still there.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been easy enough for the Penny Arcade guys to just price them out.
Did you guys hear about the Braid guy, Jonathan Blow, and his like undercover?
Yeah, he
like,
apparently put
showing
like
of his next game.
Very
put
cool.
an early build of his game out there on the
Yeah,
floor.
no,
and
he's
just
the guy
let
that
people
did
play.
Braid.
But
For those who don't know.
he just kind of standing aside, and there wasn't like, you know, they weren't blowing it up or anything. It was just very small. I didn't actually see it. I probably did, but
You probably
I
noticed.
probably
but
walked by.
It was
it.
unattended. The booth is on. His whole idea is he just wanted to get very early reactions. He said it was more like experimental gameplay stuff.
Which is cool.
But he's the guy that did Braid, and so he's definitely got a respectful game under his title.
Yep.
Or under his belt. He's done some other stuff too.
Just, I really hope that they stick to that heavy emphasis on the indie gamers. You know, allow them their space. Give them. In fact, the PAX does. I think they call it the PAX 10, where they do their own thing, where the Penny Arcade panel features the top 10 indie titles for them. I think that's cool. I think the indie
Try to
gamers
give them a spotlight.
deserve to get some cred on these things.
Yeah. Now that's been a lot of glowing stuff. I've got a couple of negative comments.
Yeah, so do I. Why don't you
Oh
go
yeah,
first,
yeah.
What do you got? You have anything?
Me?
I'll put mine out there. Did you guys think that some of the panel selections could have been a lot better?
I didn't go to really any of the panels. I went to the Rage one,
went to a
which was cool.
I went to 2 actually.
But after dealing with that, it was like I don't want to. I'm small, I'm short, so for me, it's like, you know, I have to kind of like lean and look through people, and that's uncomfortable as hell to do for an hour.
Yeah.
My upset with the panels is twofold. One is that they didn't really get people that were anybody to host these panels.
Yeah, that was the thing that when I was looking through it, I didn't really care.
I mean, they might have had great glowing things to say. I don't want to downplay them themselves, but the fact that, I mean, they couldn't even get a name.
The ones
from
I
like
liked,
big companies or anything like that. Nobody from
Not even anyone
EA
from like Game
or
Informer.
Activision or anything like that were doing any panels.
I mean,
unless
they were all there.
right.
But some of them were well attended, so it might have been some people we weren't familiar with. But yeah, I kind of had the same impression.
The other side of that also is just that everything was so freaking crowded. That
Oh,
in order to get
my
into some of the
goodness.
panels, you had to line up an hour ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much
Gigantic
you know,
waste of time.
whatever you wanted to do, that's what you had to spend at least half the day waiting in line to do.
Sometimes, yeah.
And so for me, it's like I don't want to wait in line all day for, you know, a 10-minute gameplay.
And the lines were crazy everywhere. I mean, the overcrowding goes way beyond the panels because things like Duke Nukem, there were people standing in line for 4 hours to get into
Yeah.
Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah, we
the
looked
Rock
at the
Band
line.
3 lines were 2 hours long at one point. Just
Yeah.
for Rock Band 3.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No. And there were even stuff, there was, I can never remember what it is, and I've forgotten again, but there was like games that have already been released that were playable on the floor.
Mafia
had lines.
2.
Yeah, yeah.
Mafia 2
That was
had a
one of them, yeah.
huge
Yeah.
thing, and it's like, wait.
Why are you
this
standing
The new
in
is
line when
Metroid
you
game.
can just go?
The
You can
Metroid
go
game had
home.
quite a line.
There's a huge like Monday night fight, which I guess they might have had some kind of contest. I'm not quite sure going on to promote it.
yeah.
But I mean, it's been released. If I want, I can go home and watch my roommate play it.
So I think that
Like-
they got to come up with some sort of solution to some of those. And besides just the sheer number of people, when you get that many people, just, you know, the aisles ended up too tight. People weren't controlling their crowd, so everybody was spilling over and you couldn't get through. Plus, you know, people smell.
Oh, they
Especially
smell
by
really
Sunday,
bad.
there were pockets of some of the most foul human odors I've ever come across. And
Nasty.
they need to work on the air circulation or something in there because I can't stand that.
No, people need to work on their goddamn hygiene. Take a shower. Buy some deodorant. It's not hard.
And
Yeah.
I was surprised to see people there with their children, young children,
Yeah.
like babies
That's cool.
and stuff.
Well,
no,
babies, no. I
as
didn't
somebody
see babies.
As somebody who had swine flu from PAX last year, I think it's dumb to take a baby there.
I saw some people with
dangerous.
masks and it freaked me out.
Well, there was a booth handing those
Yeah.
handing those out as
Yeah.
swag.
Yeah, but I saw other ones that
It is-
weren't
it
those
is-
ones.
Now they did a lot better job this year, though. They had hand sanitizer stations, and then I was
Didn't
told
see them.
I saw a few.
The PAX crew was going around to every booth that had demo hardware and wiping them down every night too. Like
That's good.
Controllers
Every
mice,
night? Like,
every night.
okay.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, I mean, it
So if you're the
helps.
first one,
Hey, we brought the hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I
Jeremy
bought a
went
little
out
bottle
and-
of those and gave them
yeah,
out.
but at the same time, I had the damn cannon in my hand the whole time, so it's like, oh, I can't really sanitize
well,
with a
nobody
camera.
was touching the camera but you, right? right?
Who knows? All right, so Jeremy, now you got the opportunity to attend one of the concerts that's associated with PAX. What do you think?
And this is kind of where I think
Who'd you see?
the gamer culture comes in. It was headlined by Jonathan Coulton, who's the guy that wrote the theme to Portal. That's probably what he's most famous for, the Still Alive. This is some of the shots of the line outside. This is another. It's just crazy. But once we get inside, this is Benaroya Hall, holding 3,000 nerds cheering their face off for Rock Band 3 as the opening act.
Oh, they missed a note.
Let me just pause that right now.
I missed a note.
This was
They
actually
missed a note.
This was actually part of a competition called the Omegathon. But
Dude, which I didn't know what it was, and next year I kind of want to do it.
yeah, sign up to do it.
Like, because
You
they
have to
don't
be-
tell you what games ahead of time. They just kind of throw it at you. And it's
Right.
like,
You
okay,
just
why
gotta
not?
hope that you're good
Like,
enough at them.
Cool.
So clearly, some of these guys are not very good at Rock Band, but I just
could've
found it
done
hilarious
better.
to see 3,000 people in Benaroya Hall, which is like this, hoity-toity
Yeah.
show opera and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
And they were just cheering their balls off for
But dude,
Rock Band
you've
3.
always wanted to do that. Like, they should put it in IMAX or something. Because who hasn't dreamed about playing video games in IMAX? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I'd love it.
I
I
want
hear
to
you.
do it.
I hear you.
Some of the other favorite moments, besides cheering for Rock Band, they cheered their butt off for a white rapper talking about hating people's blogs.
But was he actually good?
Yeah, he was good. He was. Good
Because
enough
like a
that I
lot
would
of this
consider buying
nerdcore
his
stuff, I don't like. But yeah, there's some I do.
This was
Yeah,
one of my
that's pretty
favorite
great.
moments. These are all
Yeah.
DSi screens.
Yeah,
Nintendo
not lighters,
DS.
not smartphones.
Not even iPhones. If it was iPhones, I wouldn't have been quite amused.
BS.
as
There's
amused.
got to be some.
There's probably some iPhones in there, but
But yeah,
primarily, by
you
and
can-
large,
but you can
I see a
tell.
couple PSPs.
you see the ones that are like two screens
Yeah.
in one.
Oh, they're all-
over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
I did notice a lot of people had DSs out on the exhibition hall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. They had a whole like level of a demo area where there's nothing but beanbag chairs where they could just
Yeah.
demo a new level or something.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got in this clip, but it was also just hilarious seeing people like Will Wheaton get standing ovations from this group.
Didn't see him.
Part of this gamer nerd culture that I just find fascinating, even though I'm a part of it.
No, see, I would have liked to see. Was any of it like the 8-bit chiptune stuff? Because
No.
I just started listening to that, and
It's not bad.
well, it is, but I love it. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone that unless they really love the old like noises of NES and
Right.
techno.
I do kind of love that. All right, so let's wrap this show up with a couple of our favorite booths, disappointments, things like that. Guys, favorite
Best
booths?
booth. You and I went through and listed some of these earlier. I think for presentation, Fallout was awesome. They had
Oh
this
man, it
giant
was awesome. I can't wait for that
Tyrannosaurus
game.
Rex.
Yeah, the Fallout booth was definitely a lot of win.
Yeah, there it is. It was great, and like eight or nine screens.
The
where you could
Hyatt,
play
I think,
just
no longer
high
sells
class.
tickets.
Really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and they wouldn't let us shoot there, but we might have
I
accidentally
got a little bit before I knew that I wasn't supposed to.
Each of us got a little.
we got a little bit, so
Between
we're gonna
But I didn't go back and I didn't refilm.
we're gonna
I
feature
respected
what we
it.
got in lots
Oh, of course.
Some of the other top ones were Need for Speed. I think was cool for some of the technical stuff that
Yep.
they were showing.
And
aside from the booth babes,
great
which
booth babes.
were great.
I took a funny picture.
Yeah. So the Need for and the other thing too is the Need for Speed had a great setup of actual demo stations, and then they had
Full
this
playable.
huge giant plasma screen on the back wall.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
So it was a good combination of actually able to play with presentation. So yeah, I like the Need for Speed.
They were also taking your picture with like a mugshot background.
That's
if
the
you
one I
wanted
was
it.
talking
Oh,
about.
you got that picture?
Yeah, the funny picture.
That's great.
That's cool.
The Disney booth.
Oh yeah, for Epic Mickey, that thing was cool.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit live last night when we didn't do a Jupiter Night Live.
And they made like these white boxes, and then every big major box area has a projector on it, so their whole booth has live projections all over it.
It was
Yeah.
huge, and there's just a lot of stuff to it. They had a lot of the kind of like sculptures and stuff, and they had a huge
Yeah.
screen going for a little bit of time at least. They had people drawing. Old
There, I
Mickey
had a
stuff.
shot of it for a second. There's people that were up there live on stage doing drawings, and people could come up and actually meet some of the artists.
Long line. I got one done when I was a really little kid, so I was good. I wasn't gonna wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I would really like to participate in that, but there were just too many people there.
Yeah,
the
it's
lines were too long.
Crazy
Yeah,
huge.
yeah. We ran through it with the camera though. We got a few clips of it.
Yeah. The last good booth that I wanted to mention was Little Big Planet, just because it was cozy. They had actual seats that you could sit down
Oh,
and
yeah.
play the game.
Yeah.
And, they had like bars with bar stools that you could sit at and play instead of having to stand everywhere.
That's cool.
was a little
Now,
exhausting to stand all the time.
My least favorite booth,
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft.
Really?
What did you guys think of the Microsoft booth?
Boring.
It was actually, to be perfectly honest, there was a lot of them where it's like, wait, which was the line? This is the line to which one?
They had
like
good stuff to
I was
display.
honestly confused, and I had to think about it. And
Lots of Kinect on display and stuff like that. Lots
Hands-on.
of good stuff. But it was just the presentation was like, here's a spot to play a game. Here's a spot to play a game.
but I kind of like that because it's the simplicity.
No,
I'm just
I think
saying-
it was just ugly and poorly put together.
Yeah,
Their
and just
entire
looked
booth
cheap.
was just a series of like 4x4, 8-foot tall cubes.
I definitely
and
wasn't impressed.
velvet
Like
ropes.
when I saw it, it's like, wait, where's the big Microsoft?
That's what I
And it's
thought,
like,
too.
Oh,
This is it.
No, yeah, it was just poor
It was a
presentation.
good chunk of territory. It was that back corner area. I mean, it
and
was
I
a pretty
think that
good
was the
chunk.
thing they were doing. It was just trying to keep it open, keep it simple, and
And it
I
flowed
don't
well.
know.
You got to
think-
give them credit for it did have a pretty decent traffic flow.
I think part of the problem with it was, though, what they were trying to show, because Kinect does need a
Yeah.
specific amount of space and a specific background to work at its best. So
Any other disappointment?
I was disappointed with the Duke Nukem gameplay.
Dum dum dum.
I just said it.
dude, I like Gearbox though. Borderlands was awesome.
Sure, but Duke Nukem Forever is just...
What do you mean? Sure, have you played Borderlands?
Yeah, no, I like it a lot,
Okay,
too.
Did you have any disappointments?
The people, all the people, they're just crazy. And
Too many people?
Yeah, you couldn't play anything.
Yeah.
You couldn't get... Sometimes you couldn't even look at the screens
Now
that were being
let's
displayed.
sign
Yeah.
up. Let's sign off on a positive note.
Okay.
Surprises. Take away.
Tons of fun. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
We got to do a behind the scenes with a Vindictus. We'll talk about it on Lazzo.
Oh,
But I mean, that was awesome.
that was
I would-
off-site, too.
Yeah, offsite in a hotel room. Talk all about it later.
That's
But-
something that...
But it was
I would
cool
recommend
as
that to
hell.
other big titles, though, to alleviate the lines, get
Go
their
off-site.
press out there still.
Oh,
Go off-site.
because now Justin and I are going to talk all about that because it was the thing that we were most impressed with
Let's mention.
by far.
Lazzo is going to be live Friday night at 9 p.m. That's going to be this Friday,
September 10th.
September 10th, and that'll also come out the following Thursday after that. And we're going to talk all about PAX.
Yeah.
Feature a ton
actual
of the game
meat.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to say, one of the surprises that I was surprised to see at PAX was Duke Nukem. Even though I was disappointed in the gameplay,
Surprised to see it.
Yeah, no, as soon as I'm like, what the hell is this?
I thought it was a hoax until I
Yeah,
noticed
I
the
thought it was
size
just-
of the booth.
I thought it
and
might be.
everything.
Yep.
And then it's like, wait, they're letting people in. Are they just
Exactly.
talking about Gearbox? Like, really?
I was like, that's a joke. No, it's not.
As
I
soon,
even
as, soon as,
filmed
as soon as they
myself
had the name, it was like,
Saying it was a joke.
really? This got bought.
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I follow a lot of gaming news, and there was no
No
whisper
hint?
of this.
That was the only big thing. Everything else is like, no.
I'll give you what my one
whatever.
last surprise is. This is kind of a minor one, but we actually got a chance. Speaking of the Microsoft booth, to play a little Age of Empires online. Mm-hmm. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. I
fact-
could actually see myself maybe playing it a little bit.
the similarities between it and like an iPad real-time strategy
A
thing.
yeah, like a very simple real-time strategy
Yeah.
game, but with a little more advanced, like Age of Empires. Actual gameplay,
Like
with
tech
quests
trees
and
and-
tech, yeah, exactly, and skills and stuff like that.
And it sounds like they're doing the social side of things pretty well as well. So
We'll see.
I agree, a little pleasantly surprised. And it doesn't
Yeah.
still look awesome or anything.
And it
but-
sounds like it's also going to be free to play, but there may be like a purchase cost or something like that.
Right.
But it doesn't sound like it's going to have any monthly fee associated with it.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Well, I think that wraps up tonight's episode of Jupiter at Night. Now, we are live Monday through Thursday over at JupiterBroadcasting.com around 9 p.m. Pacific. I think that's -8 GMT.
I want to say,
still.
if you guys are watching this live right now, I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway, so stay tuned. During the after show tonight, I'm going to be giving you some of the swag and
Bonus for
promotions
watching
that we got from PAX.
Nice.
If you're not watching live,
you should.
you should.
Well,
Clearly.
Next time, you never know when it's going to happen.
There you have it. And also, if you like this episode or another episode of Jupiter Night, do us a favor and send it around. We're trying to spread the word about the show, and that's the best way, is through you guys.
Yeah, tell your friends.
We appreciate that. All right. Well, I think that wraps up tonight's episode of Jupiter Night, and until tomorrow night, have a good evening.